Be sure to get your copy of the April issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine. It's our biggest issue yet, filled with local art, music, history, food, and family fun, including the new Mohawk Valley Adventure Club, available at hundreds of locations. The Steet Ponte Auto Group and Turnbull Insurance Service present the Mohawk Valley Living 10th Anniversary Special. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to many more years. Next week, we will return with an all-new episode.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. It's hard to believe, but it was 10 years ago that this show premiered, and here it's 10 years later, and the places we have been, the people we have met, the food we have eaten, it's been fantastic. In celebration of our anniversary, we are going to be showing highlights from the very beginning, so stay tuned.
You can always chase a little more money. You can always wish upon a star. There's good times just around the corner, but your friends are the ones that know who you really are. They might not always tell you how they feel, but in your heart you know what's real. Loyalty is something you can't sell, not something that you find in a wishing well. Look at the clock, the time is now, tomorrow's no promise anyhow. Take care of your friends, they'll take care of you. Take care of your friends, there's nothing better you can do. Look at the clock, the time is now, tomorrow's no promise anyhow. Take care of your friends. In this world there's plenty of injustice.
And now I'm in Thendera at the train station. I hear there's been a rash of robberies around here recently, and I'm here just to study what's going. Hey, you! Nobody does that to me. You understand? This is very clever. Who planned this out? Okay. This is Maggie. She belongs to my...
The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. You go the extra mile for your small business and should expect the same from your insurance company. For over 140 years, Turnbull Insurance Service has been committed to local small business. For your commercial coverage, turn to the company ready to go that extra mile. Turn to Turnbull. Melrose Supermarket is your family hometown market, known for their choice hand-cut meats, homemade breads, and fresh pastas and salads. Check out the weekly specials at Melrose Supermarket, East Main Street in Frankfort.
I love Mohawk Valley Living.
I love Mohawk Valley Living.
I love Mohawk Valley Living.
We love Mohawk Valley Living.
I love Mohawk Valley Living.
Design it your way at Adirondack Furniture. Whether you're looking for furniture for your bedroom, living room, or dining room, you get to choose your style, wood type, finish, fabric, and hardware. American Made gives you the freedom of choice. Shop Adirondack Furniture for the best quality and price for solid wood furniture made in the USA. Ask about 0% financing and free delivery. Adirondack Furniture, Riverside Center, North Utica, and online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Spring is here. Just don't look out your window. Look in the windows at the Village Crossing. Spring fashions are arriving daily to brighten up your look and your day. The Village Crossing in Clinton. A final gift to celebrate and thank your pet for years of joy. Forget-Me-Not Pet Memorialization and Cremation Services by Yakovotzy Funeral Home provides immediate response and dignified aftercare services for your pet. Call 219-5602. Be sure to get your copy of the April issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine. It's our biggest issue yet, filled with local art, music, history, food, and family fun, including the new Mohawk Valley Adventure Club, available at hundreds of locations.
Crazy Teresa's got a smile on her hips. She drives a taxi and she makes good tips. Since she quit smoking, got a nose like a bloodhound. If you wanna, well, she's around. Sister Sheila standing on the corner, dressed all in black, looking just like a mourner. Nobody told her, nobody warned her about the heartbreaking, what it did, singing. Honey, honey, I got to know you. Ain't got no money, but I got plenty to show you. Honey, honey, me beyond the river road. Chi-Chi Raposo got a head like a beam. He steers a T-bird like...
Wherever we travel, people will throw a question or two at me as to how this show was created and how is it put together. Actually, it goes way back to the 1980s when Lance and Sharry were publishing a newspaper about the area, and then it grew into this show because they looked around and realized that there were shows about Syracuse, there were shows about Albany, the Adirondacks had a show, I believe, every day. And they thought that maybe we could do the same thing here for the Mohawk Valley. So they took this germ of an idea and tried it out and put it on paper and then put it on film, put it on television, and here it is. I can tell you this, it's great fun to do it, but there's an awful lot of hard work that goes into it as well. Lance, who does all of the editing and the film work, is up usually the entire night so he can get it up to WKTV in time for airing. So there are hours and hours that go into this little half-hour show, but it's a work of love and a labor of love that they've put together as a husband and wife team, and we're all so lucky here in the area that they've done it. Another question that is often posed is, who's the woman who appears in so many of the scenes? And who is the woman who is the voiceover? It's the same person, and it is Sharry Whitney. Aside from being the narrator, Sharry is the producer. She is also the one who puts together the website and does all the interviews, writes the scripts, and seeks out the advertisers who make it possible for the show to air. Lance Whitney is the director, and he is also the videographer. He's the fellow behind the camera. He is also the one who puts together things on the film in terms of editing and laying in the music and doing all the graphics. How does the old saying go, in like a lamb, out like a lion, or in like a lion, out like a lamb? Not quite sure with March this year where to put it. It's a beautiful, sunshiny, blue sky day, but it's colder than heck, so I don't know whether to call today a lamb day or a lion day. What I do know, though, is that we are going to be spending some time this week and the next couple of weeks in my hometown where I grew up, in Utica. We're going to be, in particular, in East Utica. And if you're going to be going to East Utica, there is some place that you have to visit. I mean, that's just it, and it's Ventura's Restaurant. Ventura's Restaurant is East Utica. It's been around since 1943. I can remember coming here as a child when Marie Ventura, the grandmother, was doing the cooking in the kitchen. I came here in the 50s, 60s, right down through to today. And we're also coming close to spring, and that means baseball. And if you want to talk baseball, Ventura's is baseball, but more important than that, it is Yankees baseball. And if you look at the flagpole in the front of the building, there's a Yankee banner on the flagpole, and whenever the Yankees would win, it would be flown at the top of the flagpole. When they lost, it would be flown at half-mast. That was back in the days before televised games, even radio games, so that the neighborhood would know who won by looking at the flagpole here at Ventura's. We're going to be spending some time here in East Utica. We're also going to be visiting with Bonnie Hibbard in Clinton to talk about her production of Grease. And I've decided that it's pretty darn cold out here, so I think that March has come in like a lion, going out like a lamb. I'm Richard Enders, your host and your tour guide, inviting you to stay tuned.
Let's not talk about it, just give me a kiss. Just give me a kiss.
It's a special honor for me this week to introduce the featured artist, but first a little bit in the way of background. We're standing on James Street, a few blocks from where I grew up on Seymour Ave, and I'm in front of what used to be the James Street Theater. Now, for those of you who are my age, you might remember back in the 40s, this was a movie house, and I can remember coming here on Saturday mornings, and we'd stand in front of the theater, all of the neighborhood kids, waiting for, I guess he'd be called the manager, to come out and open up the doors. I can remember his name vividly as if it were yesterday, and this was back in the 40s. His name was Jake, and we'd all wait for him to come out, and he'd come down these stairs behind the theater out to the front, and we'd all applaud wildly when he finally got here to open up the theater, where we would pay our 12 cents to see 2 feature movies on a Saturday afternoon. 20 years ago, I came back, and here's how it all happened. I received a phone call one night from Bonnie Hibbard asking if I wouldn't take part in a musical production that was going to be taking place here at the James Street Theater. Now, being that this is a Sunday morning show, I can't give you the full name of it. All I can say is that a few of the words in it were best, and another word was Texas. And it was with Bonnie Hibbard. And it was one of the greatest experiences of my life to meet her. She is so talented. I came across the review just a few days ago of the show, Jonas Cover, and how he described Bonnie Hibbard. He said she was exceptional. And I can stand here and tell you it's indeed true. She's exceptionally talented. That's the background on how I met Bonnie, and I'm very pleased this morning.
Be sure to get your copy of the April issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine. It's our biggest issue yet, filled with local art, music, history, food, and family fun, including the new Mohawk Valley Adventure Club, available at hundreds of locations. Make any day a special day, and a special day even better, with fresh-baked pastries and cookies from Cafe Caruso on Bleecker Street in East Utica. Stop in or call ahead for special orders. The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte.
Welcome to the Little Falls Antique Center in the shops at 25 West. Come on in and browse thousands of unique items that change on a daily basis. Shop for yourself or for someone else. We're open every day from 10 to 5. We look forward to your visit here at historic Canal Place in Little Falls.
Tom's Natural Foods is your connection to local farms for natural and organic fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, cheeses, and other milk products. At Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally.
The people you know, the rock you love, and more songs per hour. 92.7 FM, The Drive, Central New York's locally owned independent rock station.
The Artisan's Corner in Clinton features art from the heart of Central New York. Handcrafted, one-of-a-kind, affordable artwork and gifts. Check out the St. Patrick's Day cards, clothing, jewelry, pillows, and glassware at the Artisan's Corner, open every day in Clinton. Do something about your chronic pain. InterX Therapy can be the answer to your post-surgical or sports injury rehabilitation or chronic neuropathic pain. Call Dr. Michael Tucherone at 853-6225 for non-invasive InterX Therapy. Do you see the glass as half full? Then read the positive news from Central New York every day at uticarocks.com. Paca Gardens has the largest selection of the finest alpaca clothing and products in Central New York. The store has doubled in size and features hundreds of sweaters for men, women, and children starting at just $39.95. There are also dozens of styles of soft alpaca socks in a rainbow of colors, including therapeutic socks to aid circulation. Shop Paca Gardens, open Monday through Saturday at 27 West Main Street in Little Falls, across from Fall Hill Bead and Gem.
Won't you meet me there? before she leaves. I wish
I'm not too far off of Route 28 on Castle Road. Behind me is Mill Creek. This area is called Old City because years ago it was very heavily populated and there were 8 mills and dams down along this creek that created quite a business and by the same token quite a community. What's more interesting, well, I should put it this way, as equally interesting is what I'm standing on top of. There are 3 limestone arch bridges in this area not far from Middleville. The one behind me was built sometime around 1898. As with other places that we have visited, there is some romance here as well. It seems that back in the 20th century, the earliest 20th century, there was a fellow named Mark Love Lowry, and he was going to build a castle for his wife here by this beautiful location. And as it turned out, though, while he was constructing it, she died and he never finished it.
To see what we can see, traveling round.
A great place to get started with your bird watching is the Utica Marsh. There's a paved path that's good not only for biking and jogging and walking, but also for bird watching. The path begins at the end of Barnes Avenue and then runs parallel along the Barge Canal. The Utica Marsh is an urban wetland of 213 acres and provides a home for diverse plants and animals. Tomorrow night, you can go. Well, a weather-perfect 4th of July has come and gone, and here it is Sunday, July 10th, the morning of the Utica Boilermaker race. We'll be visiting the race, and we'll also be going to Richfield Springs and to the Opera House in Cooperstown in just a few minutes. I'm Richard Enders, your host and your tour guide, and I'm standing in front of a hotel here in Richfield Springs. Would you believe that at one time there were 26 hotels here in the Springs? Many of them held as many as 500 people. Stay tuned to learn more. There are so many things around the Mohawk Valley that are free and that are really enjoyable. In particular, I'm thinking of something you can find in post offices. We have found 2 so far. One in Dolgeville and one here at Richfield Springs. I'm talking about what appears in the post office. It's a mural that was painted back in the 1930s as part of the WPA under President Roosevelt. This one in particular is a mural of the Octagon Barn that's on Route 28, about 2.5 miles south of Richfield Springs. So you can see it on the mural and you can go down there to see it in the flesh, so to speak. And in Dolgeville, if ever you go there, there's the one of the Underground Railroad that existed in Dolgeville back during the Civil War. We're here at the Glimmerglass Opera, which is within a short, beautiful drive from any place in the Mohawk Valley. It may be quiet inside the auditorium right now, but at 2 o'clock this afternoon, if you can make it down today or any day that there's a performance, there will be world-class opera. We're in the set barn behind the Opera House. What you see is just part of the set of Cosi van Tutte, Mozart's piece. It's being co-produced with Opera North UK, so this all came from England. Some of the sets, though, are built right here in their entirety in the set barn. You can see some of those sets in the upcoming French one-acts coming later in July.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley.
We're in the loft of the costume barn where the artisans are presently milliners making hats from scratch for Death in Venice. I've been here for about 20 minutes and I just got word from Don that I've been cast as the understudy, as the Lido boatman in Death in Venice. And I'm told that this is something that I'm going to be wearing It's the vest worn by the Lido boatman, made by Crystal from Houston.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley.
And what is the name of the lake south of Richfield Springs, and what was it called before it was what it's called now? It's presently Canandaigua Lake, and it used to be known, at least when I was growing up, as Schuyler Lake. And Canandaigua, what does it stand for? It stands for stinky water. Oh, here goes. Fry it.
When planning your family's future, turn to the principles of the past. Turn to Turnbull. Turnbull Insurance Service is an independent agency representing the most dependable companies for all your insurance needs, as well as complete financial planning and wealth management. Call today for a free assessment. Be sure to get your copy of the April issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine. It's our biggest issue yet, filled with local art, music, history, food, and family fun, including the new Mohawk Valley Adventure Club, available at hundreds of locations. The Newport Marketplace is a new kind of Main Street with over 40 vendors of antiques, primitives, and country chic, and handcrafted art, jewelry, and Amish baskets. New items arriving daily at the Newport Marketplace on Route 28, just 20 minutes from Utica, Little Falls, and the Valley. Meelan's Meat Market is your meat headquarters, featuring low-salt, low-fat smoked ham and store-made kielbasa. Every hot dog, beef patty, and sausage is made by Bob Meelan himself. You'll find everything from store-made meats to fresh salads and tabbouleh at Meelan's Meat Market in Clark Mills.
Your news, talk, and sports authority. Talk Radio, AM 1450, WKAL, Rome, Utica.
I, R.A. Dudrak, the Window King, invite you to visit our showroom in Holland Patent, or we'll come to your home by appointment. We've been installing replacement windows for over 45 years. Keep your palace cool in the summer and warm in the winter by adding new windows. Many styles and selections to choose from. Bay, bow, garden, and double hung, single hung, and slider windows. The Window King also introduces color replacement windows. So take a short drive to R.A. Dudrak, Holland Patent, and tell them the Window King sent you.
Expecting company? Just call Deansborough Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377. If you're in a collision, you need precision. Call your insurance company first and then choose Precision Unlimited, providing expert auto body collision repair since 1987 on Route 5 in Clinton. Be sure to get your copy of the April issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine. It's our biggest issue yet, filled with local art, music, history, food, and family fun, including the new Mohawk Valley Adventure Club, available at hundreds of locations.
Watching the roller derby girls today, I found out a couple of things. One is that you have to be in very good shape. This is very, very physical, and it's also very complicated. And we like to take hats off to them because they've also made Utica part of this whole sport by calling themselves the Utica Clubbers. It's a great play on words for the brewery down the street.
If you're interested in becoming a derby girl, visit cnyrollerderby.com. In 1914, the Grand Union Station was built. The 15,000 square foot waiting room has 47-foot high vaulted ceilings, supported by 34 marble columns. This magnificent Italian Renaissance style train station was designed by the same architects who designed New York's Grand Central Station.
Back in the 19th century, Utica was one of the busiest commercial hubs in the country. Everything converged here. You would come here to get your mail, to get your products. This site was built in 1914 to accommodate everybody coming into Utica, the hub of central New York. People came here from all over the world, and this was the doorway to Utica. They came by train. And ironically enough, nowadays we use cars, and people come here now because where's the DMV located? But right here in Union Station.
Union Station once had a telegraph office, 15 payphones, shoe shine stands, and a barber shop. Although telegrams, payphones, and shoe shines have mostly gone by the wayside, the old-fashioned barber shop remains.
Since this was the grand entrance to Utica, when people came here, they wanted to look their best, so they'd stop in for a haircut right here in the train station. And Danny Kriako has been the barber here for more than 50 years and has cut all kinds of important people's hair, including, to me, one of the most significant and important, Bobby Kennedy sat in this very chair and had his hair cut in Utica at Union Station by Danny Kriako.
Saturday night, you knew everything and told me what was right. There was day trips and fishing trips and camping and Saranac Lake. Long gone the innocence, I surely miss those days. It's been a long, long time.
Union Station once had underground tunnels that connected the waiting room to the platforms. Today, the platforms are connected by a walkway bridge and the tunnels are closed. But our friendly tour guide, Keith, indulges Richard's walk down memory lane.
For today's show, I had the privilege of going downstairs into the tunnels of Union Station. Now that takes me back, because I think that when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, my mom and dad brought me down here for what back then was called an excursion. We'd get here about 6 o'clock in the morning and go through the tunnels, and there were, under how many tracks? 4, 5, 6 tracks. You'd walk through the tunnel up to a train, and you'd leave this beautiful train station, and then you'd go to New York City, and where would you go down there but the beautiful Grand Central Station? It was just, well, unbelievable.
There's the fruit of my labor when I get bored. Tell me that it's mightier than the sword. It's sweet and subtle as a song of the wren. Well, if a drunk man's words are sober man's
Take the time to spend some time at Utica Station. And if you want to learn more about it, the Landmark Society of Greater Utica's bookstore has a selection of books about its history.
pen waits under my nose. I come up with a good idea.
While you're waiting for a train here at Union Station, you can sit in these very old-fashioned but comfortable benches, and they're heated. The top's heated, the seating part is heated, and the ducts are inside of here. As a matter of fact, many years ago, there was a very famous person who came through Utica quite often. She was very famous to my grandmother, and she would come in here and sit in Union Station, where I'm sitting right now. She would have her own private car, come in here and sit down and enjoy this beautiful building and the warmth of this bench. I'm talking about Kate Smith of God Bless America fame.
The ocean, white with